Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to or watching Not-Stalgia, the only podcast available on 8-track.
Ooh, cute.
Do you even know what an 8-track is?
I've seen one.
I feel like I don't really.
It's like a big tape.
Yeah, it's like an older form of tape.
Yeah.
All right. Kate, you're already looking at what our subject today. Can you describe it?
It's like a bossy looking little robot. It's got its hands on its hips. It's not here to take your crap.
And obviously...
it's got a little mouth like this.
It's
like a buyer's choice caroler.
It's labeled too, so there's no mystery to this for you. Tiger Electronics 2XL, which is a size of shirt, which I never really noticed until right now. 2XL is like double extra large.
Yeah.
Have you seen this robot before?
I think you tried to make me play with this thing when we were like newly dating.
Really?
I was like, get this creepy thing away from me.
I was like, hey, you're cute, my new potential love interest. Here, let me share this thing that was very important to me in my childhood with you. Maybe this will be a fun way to pass the time. And you said,
on brand.
Absolutely.
I was like,
not.
Get that creepy thing away from me.
Little did I know that
sticky.
the secret was to start a podcast, and then it's like, you clock in and look at the old robot. Do you know anything about this toy?
I know that it's got kind of a funky little voice.
Oh, you've heard it talk?
I think I remember it talking.
Oh, I turned it on and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't remember this at all.
Get me out of here.
It's buried in memories of you rejecting ideas I had for fun things to do. Okay, so you remember its voice. What else? What else do you know about it?
It's like a trivia robot.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an educational toy robot.
Yeah.
So 2XL was originally invented by Michael J. Freeman. This man has his doctorate in behavior sciences, and he currently holds over 40 patents, including one for, this is something you've interacted with many times, the branching phone robotic menus, where it's like, press 1 for this thing, press 2 for this thing. He has the patent for that, which is pretty wild.
Good
He
for
invented
Michael
that.
J. Bandersnatch. What's his name?
Michael J. Freeman. And he invented the original version of 2XL in 1978. It's much older than even I knew until I started doing this research. The original version used 8-track tapes, because that's what the media was at the time. It was produced by the toy company Mego, and it was sold from 1978 until 1981, and it was really popular during that time. And toys are kind of a fad type of thing. They always have been.
Sure.
So, even though it was only around for 3 years there, 3 or 4 years, it was very groundbreaking, very popular interactive toy, award-winning toy for how revolutionary it was. In 1992, Tiger Electronics revived 2XL, redesigned him, and sold their new version from 1992 to 1995. That's the one that we're looking at right now. It's the one that I've always had and what I associate with 2XL. And Freeman came back as the voice of the robot. He did the voice on the original version. He comes back. The only difference here is it's on cassette tapes instead of 8-track tapes.
Got it.
Here is the original version. Could you describe it?
The original version kind of looks like a blender, but also a juicer, and that robot Wall-E from the Pixar movie.
All right, I can see it all.
He doesn't look friendly.
No, less
He looks
friendly,
like he might hurt me.
less humanoid.
He's like, if you get it wrong, it's all over, little girl.
Both versions of 2XL had 44 tapes each, so there's 88 total. Mostly educational, so it could be like about dinosaurs, it could be about animals or science, but also they would license stuff. So like for the 90s version, there would be like a Power Rangers tape. There'd be an X-Men tape, Star Trek, whatever. So it's a mix of educational and totally not. I have this very vivid memory. I don't have the tape anymore, but it was a Superman one. And the question that you had to answer was like, what is Superman weak to? And obviously the answer was kryptonite, right? But it was multiple choice because he has those 4 little buttons on him, on his feet. And one of the answers was electricity. And I had just seen an episode of the Superman animated series where he got like hurt by someone who was electric, and I was like, I guess it's electricity, and I was wrong, and it really confused me. Yeah, the robot really hurt my self-esteem. So the way it works is actually ingenious, I think. A cassette tape has 4 tracks of magnetic tape inside of it because it's in stereo, right? So it plays through the left speaker and the right speaker. That's two of the tracks. And then you know how it has a side A and side B, so you flip it over. There's 2 more stereo tracks on the other side. So basically the 2 side A tracks are playing normally, and then they take the audio for the opposite ones and play it backwards on the reverse side, because the player can access those at any time. So all that you're doing when you push the 4 buttons is switching which of the 4 tracks it is, and they're just written and lined up in a way where it's like, if you answered this question, if you get it right, that one track will tell you you're right. If you don't, the other 3 will tell you you're wrong. more or less, and you're just switching them as you go. You can really mess them up by pushing them at the incorrect times. You're only supposed to push the buttons, and I know you love rules and loved rules as a child, so you would only push the buttons when he tells you to. I love this thing. Absolutely loved it. I was obsessed with robots. We have more robots we need to investigate in future episodes that are laying around our house. So you've seen Rad, right? You know. And like Furbies and stuff. I just thought robots were so cool. It felt so futuristic to me as a little kid to play with this robot. And as a quick side note, 2XL also co-hosted a game show in the 90s with Mark Summers called Pick Your Brain. And he also was the co-star alongside Michael Jordan in a series of public service announcements. So that he had a minute in the 90s. And I'm going to give you the choice, Kate, of which tape you would like to try. You're going to try one tape. In his little player right now, we've got World of 2XL. That's kind of the introduction tape that came with him. Or he has this handy little pouch in the back where you can store at least 2 extra tapes. These are the only 2 tapes I still have. We have Jurassic Facts about dinosaurs. So would you like, they're both about the same length, so you can't decide that way. Would you like World of 2XL or Jurassic Facts?
I think I just want to go World of 2XL. Like, I don't want to be overstimulated by thinking about dinosaurs.
Excellent choice.
I feel like he was stored kind of funky because one side of him is quite yellowed.
I think that's our fault. I think that's since I took him over. At my parents' house, he was in the basement, pretty much completely...
hermetically sealed.
Well, like, no light coming in. Like, when I used to hang out in their basement a lot as a kid, I didn't get a lot of sunlight. And I think that's our fault, because he's been in our basement, and we have, like, one big window on one side, and I have a feeling we're responsible. He's supposed to run off of like 18 D batteries, but I put them in and he just won't work. So he only runs for us, sadly, when you plug him in. Very hilariously, the other day I was trying this and I used a cord that wasn't the right voltage, and he just went and then died again. But I found one that works.
I'm glad that you could give him that excitement in his dotage.
The only sad part is his lights don't come on. So he's supposed to have eyeballs and a little mouth here. The eyeballs are just round, they're red, and they're on all the time when he's on. And the mouth is red, but it like blinks kind of to be like lip sync, but it doesn't work. We have a totally pitch dark 2XL, sadly. All right, Kate, I want you to hit play on the top, please.
Hit play.
Go ahead, hit the play button. And he's going to come to life. He's going to do nothing for a few seconds, and then a very loud noise is going to happen. So just don't be shocked when he starts going bloop, 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 bloop.
Thank you for turning me on. I am 2XL, the smartest toy robot in the world. And if you don't believe me, just come a little closer, and I will try to prove it to you.
What
In
is
this
this little
program,
voice?
I will do
Kind of
most
an accent.
of the work. All you have to do is to follow my instructions carefully and only press my buttons after I say the word now. Before we begin,
Is he a little, like,
I'd like to ask
miscalibrated?
a question.
Yeah.
Is this the first
kinda sounds
time
like
you have
Bernie
ever
Sanders.
operated me?
Is it the first time you ever played with him?
No buttons.
Go ahead, hit yes.
If this
I'm
is
gonna
the
say
first
yes.
time, press yes.
All right, yes is already
If
on.
this
You're okay.
is not the first
Yep, you're
time,
good.
press no. Please press yes or no now.
I love this sound as a kid. The crazy sound.
Since you have answered yes, let me give you 5 instructions that will make operating me easier. 1.
Do his arms move?
Do not
No.
press my buttons except after I say the word now. This is the only time you should press my buttons. 2. Always follow my
He's a
instructions
bossy little
very
boy.
carefully and only press the buttons of the choices I give you. If I say press
Oh yeah.
2 or 4,
You see that?
then
There's like
only
1, 2,
press
3, and
my
4.
Oh, I see it.
There's A, B, C, and D, and there's
If
yes and
I
no,
say
true and
press
false.
A, B, or
2XL, we live in a
then only
lawless
press
universe. Stop
buttons
it.
A,
Stop
B, or
trying
C.
to impose your
3.
will.
You may turn me off at any time during my computer sounds if you would like more time to think about an answer. 4. You can play regular music or story cassettes in me also.
Oh yeah, he's also just a cassette player.
5. Have fun.
This is the only cassette player we
please,
own anymore.
Please take care of your toy robot, 2XL. By the way, do you know the difference between a crocodile and peanut butter? You don't? Well, I'll never send you out to get lunch.
That's his laugh, by the way.
That's his laugh?
Pretty horrific.
Okay,
This is gonna
let's get
haunt my
down to
dreams
business.
tonight.
I will take
not like this.
questions 1, 2, and 3 about animals and insects. And as a special treat, if you get all 3 questions correct, my memory banks will not, and I will give you 2 funny jokes as a reward. Okay, question 1.
Is this a reward system that
Which
worked
is
for
the
you?
only animal that cannot jump? A. Rhinoceros. B. Elephant. Or C. Raccoon. Please pick
can't
up your
jump?
pointer finger and
I think it's
press
going to be
A, B, or C.
an
now.
elephant, maybe.
Elephant?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
Sometimes I would get stressed, as if I couldn't answer, even though he just said you could hit stop and wait.
Albert Einstein was a relative of yours. You have answered B, elephant, and you are right. The
What if you
elephant
do it
is the
wrong?
only
He's like, you
animal on
stupid
Earth
dolt.
that cannot
You'll
jump.
never amount to
You
anything.
did so well with question number 1. I will make question 2 a little harder. Here it comes. Which was the first animal that man put to work for himself? A. Horse. B. Dinosaur. Or C. Reindeer. Please press
What do you think?
A, B, or C now.
I want it to be horse, but you'd think it would be like dog, right?
I don't know.
I'm going to say reindeer.
Reindeer?
It is amazing to me that your big brain can fit into that head of yours. You
Oh.
are right. Reindeer were the first animals to work for man over 7,000 years ago. Question number 3. True or false? If all the insects in the world died, it would be better for all the people. Please answer true or false.
Whoa.
Now,
True
Whoa.
or false, Kate?
This little punk's out here advocating genocide.
It's not. If he said yes, do it.
your brain deserves a pat on the back. False is correct. You are right. You see, if all the insects
Ooh, you're gonna
died,
get 2 funny
all
jokes
the
now.
plants
Great.
would die. And if all the plants died, all the
So here's my
animals would
question.
die. And if all the plants and animals died,
Was this
all the people on
like
Earth would
something
die
where you could
also.
memorize the
Think about
answers?
that. The
Sure,
next
if you did the
time
same
you
tape
take
over and
live.
over again, but what's the fun of
Hold
that?
on for
Did you
a
do the
moment
same tape over
while
and
I
over?
check
We
my
had a
memory
few.
banks. Do nothing. My memory banks inform me
Can do.
that you got all 3 questions in a row correct. Congratulations. And here are
You're a
the 2
genius,
jokes you have earned. How do you stop a lion from charging? Easy. Take away his credit card. Joke number 2.
I hate this laugh.
Why can't robots be afraid? Because they have nerves of steel.
This laugh is scary.
This stereo thing, there's like a little bit of a like whispered undercurrent underneath it, and I don't like it.
And some difficult questions. Because you have answered my first 3 questions correctly, I have automatically chosen the more difficult questions for you. True or
Why don't I have
false?
any choice,
In
punk?
a game of baseball, if the ball hits the foul pole on a fly
Uh-oh.
and goes into foul territory,
Sports questions.
it is a foul ball. Do you think this is true or false? Please answer.
Good luck,
true
Kate. Good
or
luck.
I'm gonna say false. I don't know.
Still on false, you're good.
I don't know. Stop it. Go away.
You must be a genius. You have answered
Lucky
false to
guess.
the 5 question, and you are right. You see, the foul pole should be called the fair pole, because if a ball hits it and bounces into foul territory, it's still a home run. Question number 5 is now available from my memory banks to your ears. By the way, why does it get so warm in a baseball park after the game? Because all the fans leave.
No one wants to hear your jokes. 2XL needs some
Getting
social
back to
skills.
business
Get out of here, dude.
Questions 5,
I don't like
6,
you.
7, and 8 will also be about sports. For question 5, I'd like to give you a choice. If you would like this question to be about baseball, push A. Bowling, press B. Or football, press C.
I'm gonna go
Please press
bowling.
A, B, or C now.
I think you've got a good shot.
Would
at
you
this.
have picked bowling? Why is it screaming?
Probably. It's just computer noises.
Your push is my command. Here is your bowling question. How many points is a perfect game in bowling?
Alright, you'll be
Here
alright.
are 3 choices. A, 100 points. B, 300 points. Or C, 1,000 points. Please answer A, B, or C
I'll
now.
pick B.
These noises are starting to sound a bit unhinged.
Yeah, it's not good. He's getting weirder and weirder.
You got the brains. You have answered B, and you are 100% correct. Question number 6 will be a tough question, so I will give you 2 tries at the answer if you need it.
What?
Which is the only major league sport invented in the United States?
Ooh.
A, football, B, baseball, or C, basketball. Please push
Ooh.
A, B, or C now.
Good luck, Kate.
I'm gonna say basketball. It's like peach cartons or something.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I must recompute your answer. Do nothing while I recompute.
What?
I think to keep all the tracks lined up, sometimes they gotta put weird stuff in, would be my guess.
Finally, I can tell you, you are right.
Whoa.
Basketball answer C is the correct answer.
You're amazing,
I'll
Kate.
even explain the answer to you, but first, I need an important favor. Very important. Please push the question button now.
This one?
The first one, yeah.
Oh. Is it to line him up?
Thank you. I appreciate people who follow my instructions. You see, in 1891, a gym teacher named James Naismith invented basketball as a non-contact, very gentle game for the girls who are in his gym class. Okay, here's question 7. Speaking of basketball, who was the only man to ever score 100 points in a professional basketball game? Here are only 2 choices. 1, Michael Jordan, or 2, Wilt Chamberlain. Please push 1 or 2.
I don't
I have no idea. I'm just gonna guess Wilt Chamberlain.
Perhaps you should run for president, because you have answered 2 Wilt Chamberlain, and this is right.
Wow.
You may
Perhaps I should run
interested
for
to
president.
know that Wilt Chamberlain created that record over 10 years ago, and it still stands today. In addition,
It's technically
at that
true. It
time,
was still
there
over 10 years
It has
ago.
been more than 10 years.
I now need an important favor. Please push the question button now. Thank you. Now hold on for a moment while I check my memory banks. Do not push any buttons. A quick review of what we have done shows, let's see, question number 1 was about elephants that cannot jump. 4 was about the foul pole, which of course is in fair territory, so it should be called a fair pole. 6 was about
This robot just likes to hear
basketball.
himself talk.
I have it. Question number 8. Listen carefully to this speech. I want to know who is speaking.
Ooh.
As a hint, this is a very famous baseball player who was considered the best home run hitter of all time. He began as a pitcher and had the same last name as a candy bar. This was his last public speech before he died of throat cancer many years ago.
Huh.
Listen
Gonna
carefully.
bring us down,
because his
2XL.
voice is hard to understand.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You know how bad my Lord sounds. Well, it feels just as bad. You know this.
What you are hearing took place in 1947.
I do not remember
in
this.
Yankee Stadium in front of
Yeah, you got to hear his
50,000
rasping last words.
And the rest of them how to play ball.
I blocked this out.
Yeah, you're probably frightened.
To the boys you see representing themselves today in your national pastime.
Oh my god!
I can't believe Babe Ruth's ghost is on this 2XL.
Here are 3 choices. Do you think that was A, Joe Musketeer, B, Mickey Snickers, or C, Babe Ruth? Please push A, B, or C
Mickey Snickers.
now.
That sounds like a slur.
Wow, I can't believe how scary this was.
I am extremely impressed. You are quite right.
Surprised I
That
didn't
was
bury this
Babe
outside after I heard that as a
By
kid.
the way, why couldn't the pony talk? Because he was a little horse.
Because he had throat cancer.
I can't believe he just made a horse voice joke
Questions
after
9,
that.
10, 11, and 12. I would like to do
What
something
a ghoulish
little
little punk.
complicated. But first, I must turn on my 4-question memory banks.
Half of this is just sound
They
effects.
are on. If you answer all of these next 4 questions right, then I will give you 3 funny jokes. And for this next question, I will let you pick the topic of the question. These are some of the nice things your toy
Where's your
I
head
wanna
at?
do-
You may touch
fascinating.
my cute little buttons now.
Mm-hmm.
He could have just made nice normal music this whole time, and we had to listen to.
Don't ask me to
I
touch your
thought
cute little
you'd
buttons.
enjoy a little music. Let me see if I can remember where I'm up to. Oh yes, I have it. You have pressed button 2, fascinating facts, which is the most common form of transportation in the world. Here are 3 choices. A, bicycle. B, car. Or C, airplane. Please press A, B,
What
or
do you think?
C.
I think it's
now.
bicycle.
All right.
You loved
I
these
had
sounds,
a slight
didn't you?
power
Love it.
failure in
Still
one
do.
of my circuits. I must recompute. Do nothing.
Do nothing. The other question must have been longer on the other. You know what I mean?
I don't like this.
It is very difficult to impress a robot of my stature, but you have done it. Amazing as it may seem, answer A is the right answer.
Nice.
Good work. Question number 10. There is something in outer space called a black hole. If you had a bucket full of a black hole, how much would it weigh? A, more than 1 car. B, more than 100 cars. Or C, more than all the cars on Earth. Answer A, B, or C now.
It's got theoretical real quick. All right, we're gonna go with C.
A bucket full of black hole.
Very good answer. You are right. 1 bucketful of the substance in a black hole would weigh more than all the automobiles on Earth. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds. Question number 11. True or false? In America, before the 19th century, there was no difference between the left and right shoe. Please answer true or false now.
What do you think?
True or false? I'm gonna say false, because I feel like there's left and right shoes from like Mesopotamia.
To be exact, before 1850 in America, there was no difference between
in
the
America.
right and left shoe. Question number
Good, he
12
wasn't mean to
is
you.
now out of my pop-up toaster and ready for you. True or false? Spaghetti. That's right, spaghetti. S-P-A-G-H-E-T-T-I. I am a spelling robot. Grows on trees. Answer true or false now.
What?
The spaghetti grow on trees.
I don't think so. But now I'm doubting myself.
I could not fool you with this question.
What?
Good work. You
What
are
dummy
right.
thinks spaghetti grows on trees?
They're little
Grows
kids.
on trees. Hold on for a moment.
If your kids think
while
that
I
spaghetti
check
grows
my
on trees, your
memory
kids are
banks
dumb.
of Questions 9, 10,
When it's
11,
like,
and
how much does a
12.
black hole weigh? And then,
Nothing.
does spaghetti grow on trees? Very different
My
style.
memory banks inform me that you did not get questions 9, 10, 11, and 12 all correct. I am sorry, but I cannot give you those 3 jokes.
Oh, I think you threw it on
Question
purpose.
13 will be about science. Who was the first man to walk on the moon? Here are 3 choices. A, Buck Rogers. B, John Glenn. Or C, Neil Armstrong. You may press my A, B, or C buttons now. Perhaps you will grow up to be an astronaut. You have answered Neil Armstrong, and you are
Nice.
correct. You may be interested to know that I had the actual words of Neil Armstrong as he landed on the moon in my memory banks. If you would like to hear the actual
Would you
words
like to
of
hear
Neil
them?
Armstrong, then you must
No.
push button 2 for me now.
How interesting. What's he going to do since we didn't push it?
Question 13 and a half.
Nothing.
True or false? In Romania, men once had to have a special license and pay a special fee in order to have a beard. Please answer true or false now.
What do you think?
I'm gonna say true. I want it to be true.
Look how brilliant you must be because you have answered properly. True is right. Not only do men have to pay special taxes and get a special license for beards, but for mustaches as well. For question 14, I will give you a choice. If you would like a question about chickens, press A. A question about insects, press B. You may push my A
All
or
right,
B
chicken or
button
insects?
now.
Obviously chickens. I don't like his noises. I'm just not here for
It
it.
is very nice to meet chickens that they have purposely chosen a chicken question. True or false? A chicken was once tried in a court of law, represented by a lawyer, and convicted and sentenced to death for stealing money. Is this true
Thoughts?
or false? Please
I want it to be
answer
true.
now.
Yeah, it sounds true to me. Sounds very American.
Sounds like adventures in the American legal system.
Perhaps there is a robot in your family tree. You have answered true and you are right. Here's the
This robot's my cousin.
The chicken was condemned to death in a court of law in Switzerland in 1471.
Oh, it's Switzerland. Look at
The
us.
chicken was represented by
Dragon
a real
America.
lawyer. No duck or turkey. A real person. During this period, many animals, even insects and caterpillars, were tried in a court of law, found guilty and punished. Question 15. A bull will charge when it sees which color? 1 green or 2 red? Answer now.
This sounds like a trick question, but I think it's just for children. There's 1 and 2.
What? 1 and 2.
Right?
1.
I am not sure if you are right or wrong, because you see, bulls do not see any color.
Yeah.
A bull charges when he sees
When he
movement.
yeah.
By the
Wow.
way,
It's
what
a
do you
trick.
call a smart duck? Don't know? A wise quacker.
This laughter is gonna haunt my
Did you
dreams.
think that
I
joke
hate
was
it.
funny? Push yes if you think it was funny, or no if it was not funny.
Look,
Please
he's
push
giving you a
yes
chance.
or no
Tell him how
now.
you feel.
No. What do you mean? No. What were you expecting
Uh-oh.
here? Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus? I'm only a little toy robot. Please. I'm doing my best.
Poor
I
little guy.
am
He's
sorry,
under a lot of
and
pressure.
I try to do better in the future. Let's get back to business here. For questions 16 and 17, I would like to do something a little different. If you get question 16 right, I'll automatically make question 17 harder. If you get question 16 wrong, I'll automatically make question 17 easier. Here we go, question 16, and it's a toughie. How long do you think it would take you to count to 1 billion if you never slept and never ate, just counted all the time? Here are 4 choices. 1, a month. 2, a year. 3, 40 years. Or 4, 400 years. Please answer 1, 2, 3, or 4
I'm gonna say
now.
3.
40 years.
I don't know.
I have some very good news and some very bad news. The good news is you are right. You must be a genius of mammoth proportions. Good work. The bad news is here's a more difficult question. Question 17. How far down through the earth must you go before everything is liquid? Here are 3 choices. A, 1 mile. B, 2 miles. Or C, 20 miles. Please answer A, B, or C.
I have no
now.
idea.
I'm gonna say 20 miles.
You have impressed your little robot. You got question 16 right. I made 17 super difficult, and you got this right too. 20 miles is the right answer. Congratulations. By the way, where does Friday come before Thursday? That's easy. In the dictionary.
I hate it here.
It's a good joke.
I would now like to do something from my Story Maker program. I would like you to help me make up a story. If you would like this story to be about a little girl named Joni, press 1. A little boy named Matthew, press 2. Please push 1
All
or
right.
2 now.
I only have 2 choices.
Little
Gender's
girl.
a construct, you punk.
1992, Kate.
If you want the girl or boy to meet a furry squirrel, press 1. A big bear, press 2. Please press 1 or 2
This was
now.
another kind of tape you could buy. What are you doing, a squirrel or a bear?
I'm sticking with the squirrel.
Alright. He's giving you like a preview of what
Thank
you can
you.
do.
That was fun. Now let's listen to the story that you just made up. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Joni. Joni was taking a walk in the woods near her home one day when suddenly it began to look like a storm was coming. Joni tried to get home real fast, but realized she was lost. Just then, she met a cute little furry squirrel. "Can you help me out of the woods?" asked Joni. "Sure can," said the squirrel, and just then it began to rain and storm. The squirrel started to run Johnny started to go the way the squirrel had said, and then hold everything. I need you to help me end this story.
Here we go.
If you would like the story to have a happy ending, press 1.
Uh-oh.
A sad ending, press 2. Press 1 or 2 now.
We could all guess you were pressing 2. Joni and the squirrel died.
Back to the story. Joni ran and hoped the directions were correct. Suddenly, there it was, the big oak tree near the waterfall. She was so happy. Joni ran to the tree and turned left by mistake, and is still somewhere out there lost in the woods.
Whoa.
I'm here for it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. After all, if you did not like it, the next time you play this program, change it. Question 18 will be a most common question, and you get the choice. Here are 4 choices. If you would prefer a question about the most common name in the world, press 1. The most common musical instrument in America, press 2. The most common word used in the English language, press 3. And the most common shortage in the world, press 4. Press 1, 2, 3, or 4 now.
Oh, it's really snowing.
Which is the most common name in the world? Here are 4 choices. 1, John. 2, Susan. 3, Mohammed. 4, Jones. Please push 1, 2, 3, or 4 now.
It's a classic. Always throws everybody off in America.
Your brain is ready for the major leagues. You are right. Good answer. Number 3 was correct. Questions 19 through 22 are from my memory banks called Monsters, Myths, and Dinosaurs. Do not be scared. I will protect you. Just come a little closer. Let's get going. Question
I don't want him
19.
to ask me to come closer.
What is the name of the beautiful, legendary city buried deep under the ocean for thousands of years? Here are 3 choices. A, Newark, New Jersey. B, Hawaii. Or C, Atlantis.
I really-
Newark, New Jersey.
I want it to be Newark, New Jersey so bad.
All the monsters of the ocean would be proud of you. You are right. Good work. I am impressed. Excuse me. I thought I'd sneak in a little joke here.
No,
What
no,
is the name
no.
of the kissing flower? Tulips.
Boo.
Let's get back to business here. Question 20. Dracula is one of the most feared monsters on Earth. Each night, he can leave his grave and can turn into a bat and fly at any time. He finds grown-up people and then bites them for their blood. Where does Dracula bite his victims?
I'm glad that he
Here are
specified
4
grown-ups
choices.
so you wouldn't be too
1
scared.
on the neck, 2 on the top of the head, 3 on the hand, or 4 at the end of their fingers. Please answer 1, 2, 3, or 4 now. I bet Dracula would be afraid of you. You are right. Dracula bites his victims on the neck. I now have a choice for you to make. If you would like to get away from all this monster stuff and instead hear an interview between me and Peter Pan, then just wait. But if you'd rather
What?
hear more monster questions, then press one of my other answer buttons. I'll know what you want. Press now.
Do you want to hear him interview Peter Pan?
Oh, good. You do want to hear this interview between me and Peter Pan. In order to talk to Peter Pan, we must travel to Never Neverland. So please, come a little closer to me, snuggle with me, and listen carefully.
This robot is desperate for human contact, and it's really creeping me out. He's like snuggled with
I
me.
can't believe you're not snuggling with
I'm
me. Sorry.
not going to touch this right
I'm
now.
gonna
I'm gonna
hold
give it
this.
like a little.
While I sleep tonight, I'm cuddling with this robot. I'm just gonna hold it as like a teddy bear.
Here is Never
Elbow's gonna poke me in
Neverland.
the eye.
This is a busy place. Kids laughing. Jugglers on the sidewalk everywhere you look. Marching bands marching down the street. And look, beautifully colored birds in the sky. Wow, a nice big cloud, white and fluffy. Oh, look! It's Peter Pan, flying among the white, puffy clouds. Let me try to call Peter Pan and see if we can get him down here so we can talk to him. Peter, it's 2XL. Please come down
So
here.
weird.
I want to ask you a question. Peter, please come down. No, 2XL, I don't want to come down. I'm having too much fun flying around the clouds up here. Whee! Come on, Peter, please come down. I'd like to ask you a question. Plus, I have a child in front of me who would probably like to meet you. I'll tell you what, 2XL, I'll make a deal with you. I'll come down, but only if you can answer my question first. Well, usually I ask the questions, Peter, but, I guess it's okay. Fire away. Why did the little boy get in trouble for feeding the monkeys at the zoo? Ooh, that's a tough one. Why did the little boy get in trouble for feeding the monkeys at the zoo? Oh, Peter, I wish I knew, but I don't, so I have to give up. Because he was feeding them to the lions.
This is deranged.
Funny,
This
funny,
is the
Peter.
craziest,
But since I
worst
did not
thing
get
that's
the
ever happened.
answer, I guess you're not going to come down. I'll make another deal with you. I'll come down if I can ask that child in front of you a question. Hey, this could be the best deal I've heard all day. Go ahead, Peter. Ask
2XL
that child
just sold
your
me.
question. Child in front of 2XL, here is my question. I want to know if you want to grow up or if you would rather stay a child forever, like me.
Peter Pan is
If you
literally
want to
like,
grow
do you
up,
want to die,
press
little
yes.
girl?
If you don't want to
Yes
grow
or no?
up, press no.
I want to live.
You want to
Yes
grow
or
up?
no on 2XL now. Okay, Peter, they've answered your question. Now come on down. Here I come. Whee!
I hate this.
2XL,
I can't
you're a
believe you
shooter
did this.
close up. Thank you, Peter. Look, they answered your question. They pressed my yes button. Oh, that's too bad. You can't stay in Never Neverland if you want to grow up. You're no fun. Peter, take it easy. That's no way to talk to the child in front of me. Take it easy, Peter. I'm sorry. Child in front of me. I'd like to ask you a question before I ask Peter Pan. Do you think Tinkerbell is a girl or a boy? If you think Tinkerbell is a girl, press 1. A boy,
I don't know,
press
Kate.
2.
I don't know why I
Press
said
1 or 2. Now.
This is off the rails. 2XL, you trying to go on a date? What are you doing?
Oh, so you think Tinkerbell is a girl? Well, we will check with Peter Pan later. But first, I need a
You know what he
favor
says,
from you.
Peter Pan.
I need you to push button
I love
1
what he calls us.
again for me.
Child in front of 2XL.
Oh no, we weren't paying attention.
Uh-oh. What's gonna happen?
He's
Peter,
farting.
I was kind of wondering, is Tinkerbell a girl or a boy? Why don't you ask yourself? Tinkerbell's right here. Tinkerbell, I have a question for you. Are you a girl or a boy? Tinkerbell said she's a tiny fairy girl. Oh, 2XL, Tinkerbell has a question for you. I'm honored. Tell Tinkerbell to ask me her question.
Question.
What are they, in a feud?
Tinkerbell wants to know
Tell
what
her to
caused
ask me
a
that question.
riot in the post office. I do not know. She said a stampede.
This thing's got jokes,
Peter
Kate.
Pan and Tinkerbell.
Tyler,
It was
please
nice
let me stop.
visiting Neverland.
Tape has to
But now
end
I
soon.
have
It has
go.
to.
Goodbye, 2XL. And goodbye, child in front of 2XL. It's been fun. Bye-bye.
I don't remember this at all either.
I have decided to skip questions 21, 22, and 23. I can do that, you know. I am a robot. I will give them to you at some other time. Question number 24
When you're sleeping.
is now out of my computer brain and ready for you. Do you think it ever rained ducks? That's right. Instead of raindrops from the sky, did it ever rain ducks? If you think it did rain ducks, press yes. If you think it did
I'm
not
gonna say
rain
yes. We
ducks,
live in a lawless
press no.
universe.
Press yes or no
I'm
now.
tired. I don't want to play this anymore.
It's gonna end soon, Kate.
Please.
I promise.
You have pressed yes, and you are right.
I'm
You
gonna have
see,
words
once
with your mom
thousands of ducks
about
were
buying this
flying
for
over
you,
Arkansas.
creepy
It
dude.
suddenly became very cold. The ducks froze, and it rained ducks. I would now like to know if you are a girl or a boy. If you are a girl, press A. If you are
creeping
a
me.
boy, press B. Press A or B now.
Sorry to all the non-binary children out there.
Thank you. I appreciate humans that follow my instructions. I really do. In either case, I now know you're a girl. Here is a special question for girls. True or false? It used to be fashionable for women to shave off their eyebrows. Please answer true
Of
or
course,
false.
only girls can
Yep,
answer
only
this question.
only girls will know.
You
True
must
or
be a
false?
girl
You will
genius.
make 70
You
cents
are
for
right.
every dollar a man
About
makes.
500 years ago, it was fashionable for women to shave off their eyebrows. You may notice the Mona Lisa, which was painted about this time, has no eyebrows. I now need an important favor. See that question button, which is the same as button 1? Please press this. Press A, B, or C now.
Uh-oh. Did I mess it up?
Mess it up.
Thank you for following instructions. By the way, what did the boy candle say to the girl candle? Are you going out tonight? Let's get back to business. For question 26, I will be nice enough to give you a choice. If you want this
Tyler,
question
this needs
to be
to
from
stop.
the Wizard of Oz movie, press A. About crickets, press B. Or about living creatures, question button, which is
Please.
the same as button 1 now.
Please let me out.
What is the name of Dorothy's dog in The Wizard of
All right,
Oz?
we got this.
Okay.
A. Spot. B. Toto. Or C. Lassie. Please push B or C now.
I think you pushed him so hard the volume level changed.
I want to push him so hard that he
Kiss
doesn't
your
exist
little pointer
anymore.
finger because it pushed button B, and B happens to be correct. Please push the question button, which is the same
Wait till
as
he
button
lets you
1
do it.
now.
There we go. Because when I pushed it earlier, he must have been in some other menu.
Question number 27.
No.
True or
No.
false?
We're done. I'm not
can't make
wasting
it.
any more of my time on this.
You can't get to the end.
I can't get to the end of this. I hate it.
All right, Kate. What's not that we need it, but what's your review?
It's so weird. I understand that this is a demo tape and maybe it's showing you a couple different things. I don't like the jokes.
He is known for his jokes.
I don't like it all. I don't like it.
Didn't enjoy, huh?
I don't like his layout.
What would you have thought of that as a child?
I think that it probably would have held my attention as a kid because I liked trivia and stuff like that. But I don't know. He just seems creepy now.
It's so bizarre. He's really obsessed with whether you're a boy or a girl.
Yeah, I don't like it. He wants to get snuggled.
The whole thing is very strange. That's so weird. I don't remember so much of that, but
There was the ghost voice of Babe Ruth.
the Babe
which was
Ruth, the real
terrifying.
audio of Babe Ruth was pretty bizarre. I think it's interesting because I played with this quite a bit, and I never got to hear everything on each tape because, there's so many branching choices. So, I mean, it probably is a good bang for your buck in terms of a toy. Because literally, here I am sitting here almost 30 years after the fact, and I'm hearing stuff I never heard before on it. So I'm impressed. Really weird. Obviously not, the usual question I would ask you if we had, say watched a show would be, hey, would you ever watch that again on your own time? But no one, of course, we wouldn't play with this on our own
Not
time.
if you paid me. This is going to be stored separately from its batteries and cords in a place where I never have to see it again. Because I'm also scared of it.
All right. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel so you can find more of our video content. But be aware that if you are watching it only, we have a lot more content on our podcast feed. So go subscribe to that too. Send us a voicemail or send us an email, notstalgia@aol.com, with what we should play with or watch or review next. You could also find all our past episodes on our podcast feed or at www.notstalgia.org. Find us on social media as well. Thanks for watching, or thanks for listening.
Hurry, let's go!
Meet 2XL. He asks you questions.
True or false? There are now living on your body over 200 tiny creatures. That's true. True is right.
2XL is full of fun questions and answers about animals, sports, monsters, even jokes.
What do you call 2 banana peels? A pair of slippers.
Who's the talking robot with a mind of its own? 2XL. Batteries not included. Additional tape sold separately from Tiger.